right away, let's talk about some of what we're hearing here. So if we just pick like C3 here. Nikki, yes, here we go. Calm down there, Fern Gully. So if we just play this one sound, well, first I'm going to hit the stick button and go to control balance. And so we should be able to hear the individual layer. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you can see that on camera. So as I move the joystick, we should be able to hear. Okay, so it seems like really there's only these two main layers here, 3 and 4. That's like a sort of breathy vocal wavetable. And then over here, we have much more of like a string section wavetable. And pay attention to the noise at the top. It's like this sort of dirty, gritty thing. And now if I play the lowest note, we should be able to hear a lot of crushing of the sound. Yeah, you can really hear. So that noise that's existing at the top, that's the low quality sample resolution or bit resolution in there. Really dark and ominous and terrifying. So I was really happy when this was the first. Okay, how do I get out of this mode? Let's see here. Let's go back to, there we go. Single, okay. Let's see if I can get a clean take of this. Really, really, really cool. So that's just the first sound. And for me, when it comes to digital synthesis, all the stuff that I love, and there are some synths like the SQ80 and the DW8000 that can do digital breathy type stuff, but also have that analog character. This is not one of them. But this sound is what sold me on this synth, because I am in love with that character, that gritty, raw, rough, just orgasmic type of sound. So anyways, let's get them thumbs up and thumbs down for the second sound, which is 6-string. All right, so how many people would give that a thumbs down? Because I know I would. It's pretty bad. So I think this keyboard has aftertouch and velocity, but you sure as shit don't hear it. So what's going on here again is these are wavetables, not samples. You actually kind of like it? Yeah. It definitely has the JRPG, like 90s, tracker music type, like video game vibe. But you can hear how not well this holds up as we go down. You can really hear the bit resolution noise at the top of this. Up here it sounds... But it needs... it needs some velocity to bring it to life. Okay, so let's move on to string pad. Probably gonna love this. Age of Empires, when you pick an Asian country. Desperado. Yes, it's definitely got that. String pad's pretty good. See, this one has velocity, so if I play softly, you get kind of this nice little moody thing, but I can also hit it hard and, you know... This is pretty cool. Moving on to AI's Road. So this synthesizer, they called it an AI synthesis, or is that an A1 synthesis? I'm not sure, but basically just their marketing jargon for, you know, they wanted it to sound cool like LA synthesis. Wow. So that's going for sort of electric piano sound. And with some delays and echoes, that would actually be very good. I would say it's a little thin compared to a DX7. You get these very nice, beautiful... Very, very nice. Sorts of, you know, interesting sounds. Hey, Pinto, how's it going, my brother? Bloopy reggae jams. So yeah, we could get the... Yeah, so I actually don't own a DX7. It's one of the only synths, major synths from the 80s that are attainable that I don't have. The sound of it has just never appealed to me, but this is pretty good. I like it. Get sort of like little fairy dust sorts of sounds. Not that type of fairy dust, Gaetano. All right, let's go ahead and check out this one. Visitors. Kind of sounds like the voice. Whoa. What the fuck? I have no idea why someone would use this sound. Alright, so if I move the joystick over here, at least we can... Yeah, it's definitely music for the Greys to land to.
is one
Oh,
seriously
God, it is
perverted
terrible.
bitch.
Yo, Revenge of the Synth. Revenge of the Synth, thank you so much for your $6.66 donation. I appreciate you, whoever you are out there. God, it's horrible sounding. It's like got that high-pitched, like, ugh. This is a truly terrible sound. All right, let's get one pass just so that the people at home can listen. So, rip speakers. Thanks, I hate it. Moving on to patch 1.6, pan flute, yes! Let's see. I love these types of sounds. Oh, it's bad, but in that good way. It's, you know, I don't know if it's that usable, but it's pretty good. The worst part is you knowing that there's someone out there who thinks that that was the most genius patch ever. That is so true. Like, it's terrible. But this one's, you know, usable. Just one basic wavetable sound. All right, moving on to trumpet. Ooh, you can really hear the horrible resolution down low. And when I say horrible, I mean, I love that sound. Yeah, it is Ocarina of Time, isn't it? It's got more noise to it, though. Should have learned how to play some Zelda songs. All right, moving on from the trumpet, 8 guitar string. Whoa. Interesting. So you can hear that the actual guitar pluck has been sampled. Whatever that sound is. So let me see if I can isolate it. Okay, so it's this sound. Now, if I play it an octave down, it happens half the speed. You can hear it takes longer, that, and then twice the speed again. Yeah, really interesting. Hey, how's it going, Harvey? It is pretty cool. I love these types of ancient machines. Moving on to Bank B already, and here we go, Gaetano. This is sitar. I don't know if you guys can read the patches, so I have to remember to say them. Wow. Oh my god, it's so bad. Wow. Yeah, it's really Calcutta. How did someone think that was good? It's this side. That sounds terrible. Okay, so over here it's a little bit better sounding. Better being a relative term. Interesting, okay. It's like a weird froggy type thing. Really, really weird. Not really a sitar. Almost. I mean, I can kind of hear where they were going with the sitar thing. Oof. All right, piano 1. Let's see how close it gets to a piano. I'm sure this will be good. Oh, that's actually very nice. Doesn't sound like a piano, but... Piano 1's actually very nice. Just punch the microphone with my watch. Try that again. I actually kind of love that one. Yeah, it is. It's like a little off. So instead of it being like a real piano, but up high, it's very nice. It's kind of a fairy tale dreamy. It's like a heartfelt moment in an insane asylum. Isn't that bad? Let's move on to jazz harp. Ooh, I really like this one. Little bit of reverb on that. It's interesting because it kind of sounds like it has a chorus. Yeah, I'd fuck with jazz harp. Let's see if there's anything actually going on. Get like just the... Get like more of the tines up there. Actually not a bad patch. Again, kind of useful. Fuzzy clavinet. No thank you. Feels like a harp for a princess to wistfully dream to. Yes. Not a huge fan of that patch. We'll just move on. Jazz organ. Oh, man. Ooh. What is it? Ooh. A little bit of down low action. Really rocking down low here. Fancy what? This is a jazz organ. The fuzzy clarinet. That's a little loud. I think up here where you're actually playing it for like jazzy type sounds, it's okay, but down low, it's mean. Like as a bassline sound, that's actually really cool. Moving on to synth chord. Interesting. Someone fetch me my powdered wig. Synth chord's okay. Kind of could be useful because it's thin in a way. But one thing I'll say about the sound of the synth so far is I feel like it's got it's definitely backslap someone with my glove to that. I love it so much. It's got a certain character to it, right? It's not, you know, like it sounds pretty good actually for being a budget synth from the 80s. And you can still get these synths today for, you know, $400 or less. So that's really good for a synthesizer that has velocity, aftertouch, and everything. And everything feels really good. Most of the key beds from the 80s don't really feel as good as this one, but this one feels great. And the pitch and mod wheels are cool. It seems like the mod wheel always just adds vibrato. But yeah, I'm into this synth. I mean, when you consider that it costs almost $400 for a modern MIDI controller, this is a pretty good option. All right, so we got, I think this is bowed string. There's no I in there, but I think that's just because the character limit. So let's see what we have down low here. Klingon vibes. Just a single sample in there. Let's go into pizzicato and see if we can do the, what is it, this one? Ooh, that's bright. Turn that down. What is it? What is it? Yeah, that whole thing. Big contrast. It's interesting that pizzicato has like a lot of breathing noisiness. Listen to that. The difference here. Yeah, pretty cool little sound. All right, so that was what? Is that 8? All right, so we're moving on to C. Let's start over here. Stratocaster. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So let's see. That's got mood. I just love these sort of brittle, you know, you can really, yes, sadness, pain. You can really hear on these low notes always with this synth, it's just the sound fall apart. Really cool though. I really love that sound. Like, you could sample that and make a sick bass line. Really cool. All right, moving on to this one's called Struttin' Stuff. So let's see here. Whoa. Interesting. So they programmed a... Oh, wow. So right around this note, it changes from one sample to the other. So if I play F, we get this sound, and then we get a vocal sound on G. Weird. Really kind of cool, weird thing going on there. Interesting. More kind of like vocally type stuff. Ah, analog brass. Let's go ahead and try this one out. Pretty bad analog brass. It's not very good. It's pretty bad. Hey, we got one for Crockett's theme, I'm assuming. Oh yes, the Jan Hammer sound. Oh, this one's very good. Game of Thrones intro. Yeah, I used to be able to play that. I forgot what it is. I know it's in D. That's one of the best sounds on this whole synth. Like, that is the shit. That's intimidating. That's great. I love that. I can't wait to use that on something. That's my favorite sound in this so far. IC4. All right. Moving on to reflection. Oh my god, that was really good too, isn't it? That, to me, reminds me a lot of some of the synth sounds that Anna and I have been watching Star Trek The Next Generation for the first time, and just some of that just really brings me there. So C4 and 5 are some of the best right there. Let's see if Heavy Hitter can keep up with the momentum here. Yo, Bank C is where it's at, man. Very X-Files. Those dogs barking. Really cool X-Files-y type thing. Kill the Mix. I'm very nervous about this one. By the way, guys, how's everybody enjoying the stream? I feel like it's time to hydrate. Take a second here and suck down whatever beverage you guys happen to be. Sobriety's great too, if that's what you guys like to do. How's everybody enjoying so far? And if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. The biggest thing you can do to help the channel grow. Cheers. Alcohol. That's what's up. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Let's light this chat up a little bit. And enjoying the stream. Yeah, no, this is a lot of fun. It's kind of cool to go back in time and check out something as ancient. Drink water because I'm super sick and waiting for the NyQuil to kick in. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're sick, Pinto. That's the worst. What kind of sick you got going? NyQuil is the shit, though. I'm gonna go have me an undi. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Nikki. Good. Yeah, it's fun to, I just got this one. And, it's fun to go through this with you guys for the first time and hear what the sounds are here. Now, you can actually program this thing. This thing has a whole synth engine in it. I don't know that I'm inclined to, though, because I feel like they're more or less highlighted everything this synth can do, it feels like. But it might be fun at some point to go through and try and actually make some sounds with this from scratch. Let's see what Kill the Mix sounds like. So you sort of have a brassy synth sound that sustains. Kind of more of like a breathy sound. Yeah, cold's a terrible thing. My nose has been bothering me, Anna and I both. Yeah, for sure. Colds are fucking terrible, though. Ooh, wow, if you play an octave down here, you can get some pretty, you know... Let's see if I can play some shit. Hey, Doc, how's it going? Shad Kane, what's up? The Romex King is here. How you guys doing? Yeah, it is really great, Doc. It's a really neat synth from 1988, and it's got a totally different sound than really any other synth I have in this room, and that's why I fell in love with it. It's supposed to be like a Roland D50, which was a more expensive synth at the time, but wherever they cut corners, it kind of made it have a certain character that I like. Wow, that low end is so crushed. So good. How you doing, Chad? Hey, PC, welcome to the stream. What's up? Really been enjoying catching up on your videos lately. Your Omnisphere Undercurrent song creation hangout made my day at the office fun today, so thanks and bring more on. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed that, there's also one, I believe, called Journey with the Poly 6. It's in the synthesizer playlist in the video description, I believe. And that one, I go through and make a song with just the Korg Poly 6. So it's really a fun sort of offset of, you know, the Poly 6 is the oldest synth I have from 1981 versus Undercurrent from 2022, right when it came out, or 2021, right when it came out. You know, that difference of what is that? Is that 40 years? Right? Yeah, 40 years. So the difference between making a song with just the Poly 6 or just Undercurrent. And, you know, different results. I would say the Undercurrent song has more, you know, there's more possible with Undercurrent. Obviously, 40 years have gone by. But the one I did with the Poly 6 is pretty cool too. So if you enjoyed that, I would recommend checking out Journey with the Poly 6. Doc's just jerking it, lurking and jerking. That's what I love to see. All right, so moving on to Bank C8. This one's called Repeater. Interesting. So I wonder if there's some sort of MIDI delay. It doesn't sound like a real delay, but you could probably play some pretty cool watery type stuff in here. I'm going to turn the volume down. I don't think it's actually clipping. I think that's just kind of the sound has this sort of weird brightness to it. So I'm going to play some stuff up here. Maybe that is real delay. I didn't know if there's effects in here or not. It's interesting. Gotta love a good lurk and jerk. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get you some of that nut. Yeah, trust me, Doc, I'm right there with you. The sound of this is just really great. So what's cool about the way this delay works is if I hit the notes at the same time, you get a very like strict delay. So if I play all at once, you get these 4 hits. Wild ass. Yo, Steven Spicer, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the subscription. By the way, hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't. So yeah, you get 4 hits in a row. But if I break the chord up and play it a little from left to right, sort of with a little roll to it, like that, I can get these really great, interesting fluttering timing. So instead of, I can get... Seriously, one of the coolest sounds in the synth so far. It's been really great. A lot of the times, like in synthesizers, they'll have like the coolest 3 sounds or patch 1, 2, and 3, right? Because they're kind of like trying to sell the synth. If you turn the synth on back at a music store in the 80s, you know, you've got your fucking Walkman, walk into this Walkman store, music store, and you fucking, you know, turn the thing on and you press patch 1, 1, right? That thing's got to sell. And in this synth, I would have made this patch 1, 1, right? Because this sound is a little bit more... really interesting. Really, really, really interesting to me. All right, let's move on to bank D. Kick bass. So this is D1. It's not good. It's just got this sort of... It's definitely got that, like, Sega Genesis sort of sound to it. All right, Inspector Gadget. Seinfeld, yes, I wish I knew how to play the Seinfeld bass right off the top off my head. Actually, that synth right there that you can see just off camera, that's a Corgam 1. That's what they used to do the Seinfeld bass. But yeah, it's pretty good. You can really hear the cycling on the... just the real grittiness of it. Useful for something, but not the best sound I've heard. All right, hey, we got kick bass, now we got pull bass. This one is even better. This one's, ooh, throaty. Ooh, what the fuck? Whoa. Yeah, you could get some like industrial type. Let me see if I can fucking play. That's how I play it. That is crushing. I am a big ass nerd, Gaetano, for sure. It's such boyish excitement. So that synth, actually, this one right there, Gaetano, is a very special synth to me. It was given to me by Brando from Revelry, and it also used to be owned by the Bee Gees, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this D2 pull bass, pretty useless up here, but down here, that's rattling the cones in my headphones, so that's really great. Hey, vibes! Let's see what we got here. Let's try adding some vibrato onto this. Kind of halfway to simulate some chorus. Because one of the things that's not good about this synth in a way is the tuning is so tight. You know, when you just play notes, there's almost no natural sort of organic texture to it, which is sort of the point. It's very pure. But because the sample quality is rough on a sound like this, see, it's better up here. Sounds okay. I'm going to turn the volume down just a bit. But down here, it gets rough. When you sustain, so if you can add a little movement in here. You get almost, you know, sort of chill out, lo-fi chill out beats type vibes, which is pretty cool. I actually really like that. All right, Bellary. Oh, yeah. Ice level. Interesting. They turned the mod wheel off for this one. Very thin, very brittle. Very cool. I'm okay with it. Dreaming monks, yes. Interesting. All right, moving on to a music box. God, I hope this one's good. Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I either love it or I hate it. Wicked Wonderland's over here. I don't know. It's down here it's really disappointing. Up high though, like up in this area, I love the sound. Kind of Celtic, yeah, for sure. So just this, you know, get rid of the other part, but just the attack. There you go, Kawai. I fixed your patch. This is how the patch should have sounded. Just this. That was how it was supposed to sound, not this shit. It's too much. It's too much. Just this little sweet little sound. But that's what's so great about the fact that they stole this joystick from the Roland D50 is by being able to control the different layers. See, down here, this is starting to be good too. Really kind of cool, interesting stuff down there that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't have control of the joystick. So it really does, it's very useful. Anyways, so moving on to MKS piano. So I believe the MKS 50, the piano sound they're going for. Also ripping off Roland. Oh, not even close. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. That's not even close. They should, whoever put that there. Oh, God. That is so insulting to Roland to put MKS piano, like a famous Roland sound, and have it sound that bad. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, Oberheim pad. So everybody's obsessed with the new OB X8 coming out. It's the first Oberheim synth, true Oberheim synth, analog synth from the company went out of business in 1985. So it's coming out this year, which is pretty cool. So let's see how the Kawai K1 stacks up to Oberheim from back in the day. Let's see if it's any good. Oh, God. Whoever did... So Bank C, that was the motherfucker right there. That motherfucker, Bank C, knew what was up. Bank D, this dude thought he was the sound design king. That is so insulting. That is the worst sounding Oberheim ripoff. It's kind of cool in its own right. Like, this is useful for certain things. Add some vibrato. Not too much. What I do like about this sound is thinking about it in terms of the mix. Like, it's kind of in its own space. It's not too low, it's not too high. If I go way up here, let's see. It's just not an Oberheim sound at all. It's not what is the phrase? Cooking the biscuit? Banking the bacon? I don't know. Ebony and Ivory. Let's check this out. fuck? Okay, so you're a sound designer for Kawai, and or Kawai, it's not Kawai, and you have like a basic piano sound, right? And you're like, you know what would go good with that beautiful pure tone? This sound. I don't understand. What the hell? What a weird thing. Okay, anyways, so that was the first bank of patches. So we have a total of what? 8 by 4, so 32 patches. There's 2 banks in the single category. Let's move over to the multis. So I'm not exactly sure how these work, but basically it lets you have bitembrality in the synth, which is a huge deal for 1988, to be able to have 2 sounds at the same time. So I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, this is gorgeous, first off. But in my right ear is a completely different sound than in the left ear. Wow, that is such a great sound. Tripping in polyphonics, yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. Okay, Piz string. It's not a pizzicato, but it's cool. Oh, wait. Never mind, I lied. Oh, it's controlled by velocity. So if you play softly, you just get the string sound. Well, I guess it's all string sounds, but the sustained, the arco string sound. But if you hit it hard, you get a little pizzicato sound in there, so. Actually pretty useful. I don't know. I'm liking this multi-engine. So this is A3 Secret Agent. Nothing. Nothing at all down here. Okay, something's... I wonder if somebody altered this, because I don't think that's how that should be. This is hilarious. Okay, Suspense, A4. What the fuck? Let's just try one note. Down an octave? I don't think it's supposed to work down there. Let's try up. Okay, this is absolutely bizarre. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this sound. All right, Multi K1. That is the synth we bought. So basically the guitar sound layered with the voices patch, which is fine. You know, acceptable. Yeah, I know. The fuck. I know. Some of these multis were interesting. Modern MIDI makes me nervous. I don't know why that had to be a multi. It's more or less just a normal sound. Quick strike. Okay, so what I'm starting to think about this is that, you know, this would be useful almost like instead of having this panned hard left and hard right, you've kind of got two different sounds that could be output, but if they were both mono down the center, so you could kind of get this kind of lead sound, you know. But then over on the left, you have this sort of string thing that's totally useless down there. Weird. Okay. A8, A Night Out. Ooh, yeah, here we go. So here's some Twin Peaks shit. Really interesting. Okay. Monster Gong. We'll get there. Okay, Captain Power. Fuck, this better deliver. So to me, this is a really, really great sound. Just definitely got like this gritty. Listen in the right ear. There's like an interesting, just crushed, just beat the shit sample of like a piano down, and it just sounds great. And we get this sound to me is very reminiscent of the Digital Native Dance preset on the Roland D50. That sold the D50, basically made that synth famous. Yeah, really, really great one. Moving on here to Hampton. Yeah, they definitely... Did I do this right? Wait a second. Is this all fucked up? Yeah, that's right. Oh. Yeah, I was actually correct. I was like, for a second, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot of these sounds in the multi-section where one synth engine is pushing the left side and one's pushing the right. So in this case, that's only going out the right channel, but this sound is going out both. Which almost makes me again think that both of the sounds are supposed to be sent out of the synth mono down the center, and so you kind of have control of the individual layers. Purely in terms of sound, what do you feel hardware synths deliver that software synths don't or currently can't? So that's kind of the age-old eternal question, right? What is it that, you know, these pieces of ancient technology do? I hate that the crossover point's there. Why would you spend money on something like this? And I mean, I'll give you my honest opinion. I get in trouble for this a lot. People don't like some of the videos I've made, but here's the opinion. The software's just as good. In terms of sound, yeah. There's a couple of things that hardware does well. And I think you have to divide up vintage hardware from modern hardware. So I would say that I know there's a freeware VST of this synth. I don't know how well it sounds compared to the K1. If it sounds as good, and by good in quotation marks here, because kind of what makes this synth sound good is the bad D to A conversion. You know, so in terms of why would you buy something like this? For me, it's because there's a certain character that you get from the bad D to A that's here. And the way that the synth is the internal resolution of the synth is only 8 bits. So you get this graininess. You know, if I move back to, let's go over here and move to this bass sound. You can hear how much digital grit exists at the top end in that sound that you just couldn't get from you know, Serum out of the gate. Now, of course, you could put a bit crusher on a sound and get something very, very similar. So, I mean, it's not, you know, entirely, you know, out of the question. Where was I? So, Fixed Right, Night Out, Hampton. Okay. Bakwar. Bakwar? Is that how you say that? So, string on the right. Roads on the left. Nasty split. Interesting. Hey, Big Graham, welcome to the stream. So I don't know if did I answer your question, PC? If I didn't, go ahead and hit me with it again. Basically, what is good in hardware would be something like analog filters. Analog filters are really cool. Can they be emulated in modern software? Yeah. We did a test between we were in a debate, and Miles Away, who's an awesome YouTuber and fan of the Chord Prologue over here, tried to create a sound in Serum real quick of a filter sweep, and it sounded pretty dry and terrible. and then used his OB6 into the same filter sweep, and it had that wonderful Oberheim growl to it. But then another user opened up Diva, a software synthesizer, and applied all of the randomization and stuff to emulate analog hardware. And actually, Diva sounded better than the OB6, in my opinion, as far as capturing that Oberheim character. So that just tells you right there that in terms of sonics, software's there today. In terms of, is there some value to these synths? Yeah, sure, because they're fun, right? It's fun to go through something like this and get inspired by a certain sound. Technically, I could make a sound like this in software, but I never would, right? You're sort of, these limitations are what give you a little bit of creativity. I don't know, don't mean to ramble, but I don't like these ones where they're like split left and right. Why would this need to be a multi? Okay, moving on to Monster Gong. Oh, please be good. Okay, that's one of the craziest sounds in this entire synthesizer. Oh my god. That's awesome. For a horror score, I'm going to definitely use that. But anyways, Big Grime, you said you could get one of these for $1.60? I'd do it. It's probably worth it if it's in good condition like this. This one is in perfect condition. In fact, it's the only synthesizer that I've ever gotten that came in the original cardboard box from 1988. Pretty cool. That particular unique sound. But I imagine there's got to be a lot about playing the original tactile device that brings the vibes home. Yes and no. So yes, in some sense, there's something about playing the original Voodoo People sound in the JD800 or, the Hoover sound in the Roland Juno that will give you chills up your spine. But I can't help but think that that's a little bit of like a trick, like a little bit of placebo effect or whatever. Because the truth is, they basically, you can get most of these sounds in software really great. And I don't know that I would recommend to people to go down my path of addiction of buying all these synths, because the truth is they really, they all have saw, square, sine, and triangle in them. I don't know. It's just like, they are cool. I think it's fun to have these pieces of ancient technology around me. Do I find them inspiring? To be honest, the most inspired I felt recently was Undercurrent from Spectrasonics, and that was a new product, and it was software. It was just so cool sounding. So in terms of sonics, which was your original question, I think that, there's something cool about the graininess of this. I don't know. There's something to it, but I don't know if it's worth... See, something like this, if you can get it for $1.60, like Big Grime was saying, that's pretty worth it. But a lot of the synths that go for $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, like a Jupiter 8, I just don't think there's any reason. String guitar? Yeah, I think this is a pretty good patch overall. How do you feel about this versus the K4? I had a K4 before, it was really cool. I would love to get my hands on a K4. So if I'm correct, the K4 came out after the K1, and it was another digital synth. And I think it had better bit resolution. So for me, I hate to say it, what I love about this synth is the terrible, grainy D to A, low internal sampling rate. Those low, gritty sounds, I love that. I have it in Sonic Mirage right here, which has the same thing. Love that sound. But I bet the K4 sounds better. I bet the K4 is much more useful. You know, for me, I do sort of dark industrial music, so that's going to like lend itself to like a bit crushy, sort of distorted, gritty, dark sort of sound. But as far as like if you're actually making music, like stuff that people would enjoy listening to, yeah, I bet the K4 sounds better. Hey, Steven, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I used my K1 split left and right most of the time. I played bass out of one side and the other sounds out of the other. Wrote a whole lot of my own patches. That's awesome, dude. It's definitely... Seems like a lot of these multis are set up to be that way. Instead of it being like left and right, it's more like sound A and sound B, which is kind of frustrating for this demo. I love they got a little bit of waves in the background. Only up high? Only down low. I love that. That's really good. All right, so let's keep going. So I really like that one's on multi-MIDI. Okay, piano strings. You can hear the voice stealing too, by the way, because when you have two things, you lose the polyphony. So if you're listening to the left ear, you can definitely hear it. So I think you've only got 4 voices now. So you've got 4. As soon as I play another key, you'll lose the bass note. Because you can only play 4 notes at a time, which is the problem with using the multi-mode, but... Okay. Streetin'. What the fuck? No sounds here. Really weird wave sequency type thing. Wow. Bass guitar. All right, moving on to multis D. Moon Sky. Been looking forward to this one. How many notes of polyphony do I have? 4 up here. Oh, so they've locked this to being mono. I love the sort of like, I think there's somewhere in here, I believe there's actually amplitude modulation, aka a little AM that you can do. Yeah, it's in here. But anyways, to get those really great sort of like comb filtered sounding terrible noise sounds, the waves. Really spooky, really cool Silent Hill sounds. Okay. Fusion. Hate it. Peaceful. Electropop. Okay, moving on to the light side. Why did that have to be a multi? Brass hit and. Whoa. Cool-ish. K1 opening. So now that we've been fucking around with this synth for about an hour and a half, I can say that, you know, one thing about it is it's a bit of a one-trick pony, right? Like, it does certain sounds pretty good. The multi-mode's hit and miss because you have the limited polyphony, so you really can't play as much. You have to sort of be careful. Overall, not super into it. But there were some good ones in here. I think it was... Yeah, Captain Power was good. The digital native dance. This is definitely Captain Power's very good. And then going back into single here, we actually have another whole 32 sounds. We'll go through them quicker. So we got a little 12 string. Let's see what else we got. Oh, sorry, here's voices. String ensemble. Digi piano. So very D7 sounding, DX7 sounding. And I believe if you swap over, yeah, so the patches from Bank A or Bank 1 and Bank Little 1 are kind of the same. So here's a Rhodes, and then here's, if I move over to the next bank. So it's a similar sound. But back over here. Much brighter. Ooh. This one's called Return Home. Pretty cool. Let's see if we can... So we can start with just the voice sound. Bring in a little less of that, you know? Really, really great. I really love that one. So that's Return Home. Really cool. Conversely, hate that flute sound. Let's keep moving. French horn. Wow, that's a bad French horn. Kind of in a good way. I agree, PC. Some stuff is just like really kind of hidden away in here. It's like you don't get to it immediately. Gong of Kings. Well, that's interesting. Grant Sawyers, welcome to the stream. ET probably made that sound. All right, moving on to bank 2 here. This one's called Hello! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Scared. It's okay. Piano 2. Yeah, Gong of Kings. Interesting. Piano. Okay. Revelation. It's actually pretty good. I actually like it. It's like thin and really gritty. It's really, really gritty. The Fought of Wales, yes. It has potential for sure. It's really dirty. Really, really dirty. Pretty good. So that one's good to remember. That's IB3. All right. Personal bars? Personal brass. I feel like we're getting into the more experimental stuff. Some of them suck, some are great. That's for sure true for a lot of vintage synth patches. This thing does not excel at brass. Here we go. Deep Purple, so this better slap. Interesting that like the moment you take your fingers off, it's gone. Personal bras. I like Deep Purple. Could be used for some rave sounds. You know. pitch bend is disabled, so I can't go and do this sort of thing. So you know, real roads. Actually, some pretty usable electric piano sounds, a la the DX7. Like if I was a musician in '88 and I needed a synth bad, and I needed to be able to do a Rhodes sound live on stage, this would totally cover it. Cellos. Okay, so cellos is awesome. Love the shit out of this patch. Does it sound real? No. Is it really cool? Yeah. Okay, orchestra. Useful orchestra sound. Moving on to C1. Hey, first synth solo sound. I don't know, not that good. This one's just called asterisk Bertha asterisk. Nasty brass. Actually, this is a pretty cool brass sound. First one in the entire synth. Real kind of nasty Reese sort of sound. You can get away with this. Little like trance sounds, you know. Pretty good, actually. Jan's theme. So I'm named after Jan Hammer, of course. Really, really awesome. I love this one. C4, Jan's theme. So named after me. Sky Again Before You Call It a Night. That was good shit for sure. Do you remember where that was? Listen to how noisy this is. All of that graininess. Is this really emulating a Prophet 5? I don't think so, but it does sound good. In a way. This one's Aftertouch? Whoa. really cool attack to the sound. Neat. Dragon Hall. That's the thing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so this is a single key thing again. All right. Oh no, there's OB bass. All right, AC bass. Electro bass. Marimba. FM Rhodes. Whoa, fuck. Some of these sounds really leap out in low end. K1 goes LA. So this is ripping off the D50, famous for inventing LA synthesis. So let's see. Fantasia. So it's ripping off the Fantasia patch. And might I say it's doing a terrible job. I actually like the patch, but it is not the Fantasia patch. Robot bass. Thing does not excel at bass. Beverly. And finally, OB brass. Once again, this better slap. Hey, it kind of does. Does it sound like an Oberheim? Not really. But it's a sound. It exists. Okay, and real quick here, let's go find in the multi-mode, what was it? Moon Sky. Here, I'll play this for you, PC, before we call it a night. All right, guys, so I think that's a pretty good place to call it quits for the evening. And so what are my thoughts on the K1? Really, really cheap vintage synth that you can still get today relatively for usually less than $400. If it's the type of thing that spoke to you at all during the demo, I actually think it's worth it. I mean, it depends, but to think about the fact that Kawai doesn't make synths anymore, you know, they've moved only over to high-end pianos. I think there's some value in having something that has this particular sound. For me, I love that the grittiness of the thing. I think you know, I think it's got a sort of magical charm to it. PC asks, do you think Terrible Imitation was a deliberate approach on this synth? Seems like a pattern. No, I do not. I think they were really trying their best to make the coolest synth that could do LA synthesis type sounds to compete with the M1 and the D50. And where it falls flat, I think it falls flat earnestly. I think they tried their best. But this thing can do some really cool sounds that those synths don't really do because of the grittiness. It's kind of got, like, when it comes to the vocally pads type thing, I think this is the best synth I have for that. I want to say the Ensoniq SQ80 would be the best, or the Wave Station. Wave Station is like my favorite synth of all time, but it would be between the Kawai and the K1 and the Wave Station, because those two really hit in a way that, you know, other synths don't when it comes to that grainy digital vocal pad type thing. That's where this thing excels. There were some really cool sounds in it that would be great to use. They're very immediate sounds. They're not like, the problem with the Wave Station is the sounds are so evolving and long that they're not as useful unless you start with that sound as the basis of your track. It's hard to throw it in. So I would say in that sense, you know, this thing's pretty good. The Moon Sky is great. You want me to do Falcon? I am not planning on doing Falcon anytime soon, just because I've spent way too much money on plenty of things, but I'll let you know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it really is, for me, as a, you know, grittier, darker, industrial type musician, this thing's awesome. Like, it's really great. I love it. I love some of the sounds in it. I think the problem with the patches in this is that it excels at a certain thing, which is those dirty, grainy type sounds, and pads. Like, it's really good at pads. I think by the time it's trying to emulate other synths, it does it pretty poorly. And that doesn't mean it's not creating an interesting sound. With the exception of the electric piano sounds, really do sound good. They don't sound as good as a DX7, but they sound good. They're serviceable. If they're not the forefront of the track, I think that the electric pianos could work really well in this. If it was the main sound of a track, I would either get a DX7, or the modern equivalent would be something like Keyscape's Rhodes is by far the best. Check out Anderson Synth's blind comparison of Rhodes sounds in hardware synths, and they put it up against Keyscape, and spoiler alert, Keyscape's really great. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Do you guys have any more questions for me? I'm gonna hydrate with some Guinness. If anybody has anything else they'd like to ask before I call it an evening. Did anybody have a favorite patch? Did anybody have a favorite sound? Do you think this synth is worth? I was able to get this synthesizer for 200 bucks. To me, any piece of hardware from the 80s, they're not making them anymore. It's a piece of history, a really cool piece of synthesizer history, and I think it's worth it. Do I think it's worth 400 bucks? Honestly, if I had to pay 400 bucks for it, I would. It's got a certain sound that I think it does better than any of the other vintage synthesizers in this room. If I want that grainy pad sound, boom, I'm going to this thing, for sure. Do I think it's worth 600 plus? That's where it gets a little rough. I think if I'm gonna spend 600, I want something more like the Wave Station that does a lot of incredible sounds. I want a D50. I would take this over the M1. I would take this over not much else in this room. So thank you very much, PC. And thank you to the whole Scum family. You guys are great. Next week, we're going to be checking out Gemini Home Entertainment, which is an analog horror series. Think horror, but meets the VHS graininess. I've said grainy like 1,000 times this evening. Yeah, Return Home was just like out of control, PC. One of the coolest sounds. So yeah, just for those couple of patches, yeah, it's worth it because they're the best I've heard of that type of sound. But Gemini Home Entertainment, this is probably the scariest analog horror series to come out recently. I'm very grainy too. Yes, for sure, Nikki. I love you, Nikki, by the way. God, everybody needs a Nikki in their life. So with that, I'm gonna get going. I think you guys are the shit for hanging out this long. And I'm gonna be doing some more streams like this in the future. exploring some of these vintage synthesizers, and I'm glad you guys came along for the ride. And I hope you had fun. I hope it was some pretty sounds. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 9 p.m., okay? Have a great night. Cheers.